What's up guys, it's Najee. Welcome back to a Football Impact video. For the last 2 weeks we had the international break for all teams trying to qualify for the World Cup. So far the big shocks were Italy didn't qualify for the World Cup for the first time since '58, where Sweden hosted the World Cup and they knocked them out. My nation didn't qualify for, we got Ericsson really because he scored a hat-trick, and that's tough. I haven't seen my nation qualify for the World Cup since 2002. But anyway, on Leatherhood, hopefully Leatherhood. Let's see what happened this week in the Premier League. And the Premier League this weekend, the big North London derby, where everybody thought, is a change? Are Tottenham the biggest club in North London? No, they're not. If anybody even asked Tottenham where the big club in North London, no they're not. The reason why is because they haven't won a trophy since 2008. Arsenal won 3 cups in a row, 3 FA Cups in the last 4 years. But anyway, we're going back to the game. Arsenal were freaking amazing. Some of the football they were playing this game was amazing. Tottenham were at it. Harry Kane looked like an injured player playing the North London derby, which is actually the first time Harry Kane hasn't scored in North London derby in his career. I never thought I'd say that. You know, it's incredible he just loves scoring his Arsenal. Dele Alli did not look like himself, but one player I want to talk about who everybody's going to talk about, he's been the player everybody's talking about in this London, is Mesut Ozil. I am not a fan of Ozil, but the way he played against Tottenham is the reason why he is a good player. He's why he's, up there with the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and many other great players in the Premier League, likes of Eden Hazard, because he's that quality to be that type of player. The Arsenal team were amazing. I thought Sanchez played well. Mustafi looked like the Mustafi that played for Valencia. The Arsenal wanted the same from Valencia, and I thought the whole team were amazing. Lacazette started in the game, which surprises me. Why did he not start in Man City? But he contributed to the second goal. But the first goal was a blatantly blamed. I don't know what the referee is doing. What is he doing? I mean, it's not a foul. David Sanchez makes a clean tackle. Sanchez, his namesake, makes a foul. The Nerds put the ball in. He was outstanding this whole game, like I said. And Mustafi was offside. Judge tiny bit offside. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt to the attacking player. And he puts in the back of the net. Great header, 1-0. Then the second goal came from so-called, I would say, a pretend offside from Tottenham. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, they just let Lacazette just ran at him. He puts it into Sanchez. Sanchez takes his touch, bangs it in the finish. I mean, you could play the goalkeeper. Lloris did have a great game, but it's just a great finish. 2-0. It could have been 3 or 4 for Arsenal. It should have been. Tottenham had a couple of chances from the legs of Harry Kane, but Tottenham didn't like scoring at all. They were second best in every department, Tottenham. And if Tottenham are going to win the Premier League title, which I don't think they will, big games away from home, the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Man City, they have to win those games, and you can't afford to lose. Right now, Manchester Tottenham this season away in big games. They lost to Old Trafford, and they now lost to Arsenal. They still have to play Anfield, and they still have to go to Etihad Stadium, and they still have to go to Stamford Bridge. They, for me, have to win those games if any chance to win the league. Because right now, Tottenham are not winning the Premier League title, because in big games, they haven't done it. 1 win in 16 games in big games. That's not good enough. As for Arsenal, great win for Arsenal, which puts the gap. I thought it was the crisis at Arsenal, and mini crisis, because of super crisis at Arsenal, because if Tottenham won the game, it will be a big shift in power. Not for me, it won't. Until Tottenham win the Premier League title, maybe there's a shift in power. Right now, there's no shift in power. Arsenal are the biggest club in North London. Not the biggest club in London, that goes to Chelsea, but they are the biggest club in North London. Arsenal, probably every Arsenal fan would probably want me to say that. And they totally deserve it, because they are the biggest club in North London. They've won more trophies, more league titles, they've been in the Champions League more often, that's been the Champions League final. Tottenham haven't really been a consistent team in the Champions League, and for also, they have a great team, but that team I think will be breaking up. Until they lost Tottenham won a trophy, that team's just going to be broken up. Just like Newcastle in the mid-90s and Leeds, and just be a team, just be one of those great teams. That would be it. Speaking of Chelsea, they win 4-0 against West Brom, and West Brom have now sacked their manager in Tony Pulis. The only chance they had a chance of staying up, they decided to sack the manager. So right now West Brom, what they've done is got themselves relegated really, because the only chance they had, the only reason why they were a Premier League side is because of Tony Pulis. Simple as that. He's the only reason why he keep it in the Premier League. Then you sack him, and now look, you looks like you're playing relegation. And I think they're going to go down this year because you just sacked the manager that keeps you in the league. I didn't know West Brom fans are probably sick and tired of Tony Pulis style football, and I don't blame you because I hate watching West Brom's football. I'm not saying I hate West Brom. I just hate West Brom's football right now because it's so awful to watch. They played 6 at the back. They played 6 defenders in this game. I know they played Chelsea, but 6 defenders. Oh my God! Just have a go. Crystal Palace had a go against Chelsea and they fucking won. You know, this Chelsea team are not. I mean, there's a lot of rumbles and grumblings. Conte's not happy with things and down the ways and all this. Chelsea were, not defensible like last season. This team can be broken down, and when West Brom just laid there and got fucked. As for Chelsea, Morata has been one of the striking signings of the season. Him and Hazard have got a really good link up, a really good combination. Hazard hit the ball, and then the goalkeeper Foster is better than that. And then he puts in Morata makes 1-0. Hazard got 2 goals in this game as well, and a good finish from Alonso makes it 4-0. Comfortable win for Chelsea to put them up to, I think, 3rd in the league now, ahead of Tottenham. And that, a lot of people say Chelsea are terrorists. No, they're not are the terrorists, but it's going to be really difficult for them to win the league again. As for West Brom, I think they're going to go down this year because just sacked the manager to actually keep them in the league. Man City keep winning. Doing it, Charlie Sheen. Just keep winning. Man City are just unstoppable, on form like we've ever seen before. They've just beat Leicester 2-0, and I actually thought this would be a game where I thought maybe, I don't think they were losing it, but I think this would be the game that they would drop points in. Because last season, Leicester, thumped them 4-2 last year, and I thought the Vardy, Mahrez, Demarai Gray, who looks like a really good young prospect, will have a real go. Leicester played well, but Man City right now I literally think they're the best Premier League team we've ever seen. That squad right now, they've won 10 in a row. 34 points after 12 games is the best start by any Premier League team ever. Goal difference of plus 33. There's no team in the Premier League right now that can beat that team. I just don't see it. They can win ugly games. They can win scrappy games. They can win unbelievable games. They can win any type of game, Man City. And that's the reason why I think no team in the Premier League is going to even get close to them this season to win the Premier League title. The only reason why Man City won't win the Premier League title is because of themselves. That is the only reason why every other team, like Man United, Chelsea, and many other teams in the Premier League have a chance to win the league this year, is because of Man City's own downfall may actually be their Achilles heel this season, because they think, they're cruising. Maybe that's the reason why other teams have a chance. But right now, I don't think there's any team beating this Man City team. I think Man City are going to watch this league and win it, because right now they are the best team in the Premier League. Leicester just played well. You just played Man City at the worst possible time. But hey, I think Claude Puel is definitely the right manager. I think he's definitely get the best out of that team. He's going to get the best out of Demarai Gray and definitely the best out of Jimmy Vardy. And I just think you just played to Man City at the worst time. Simple as that. I think Leicester will be fine. Mid-table, maybe top half is where I think they'll finish. Man City, there's no team right now that's beating that team. Manchester United, fresh. My team 4-1, but it wasn't convincing as you think. Newcastle took the lead in this game thanks to Dwight Gale, and I'm really happy for him because he's been coming under a lot of scrutiny, for the last couple of months, thinking, is he a Premier League player? Is he a Championship player? I feel he is a Premier League player. I don't think he's like a Premier League. He reminds me so much of an Ian Wright, but likes of an Ian Wright, maybe youngster Ian Wright. But I think he's a good player, Dwight Gale. I just feel like to get the best out of him, you have to play a player along with him. Maybe a striker or a better creative midfielder. Which we played Hostel up on, and they have really got good link up, good relationship on like Hostel and players, which doesn't work at all. But I'm really happy with Dwight Gale. He gets his first goal of the season against Manchester United, who conceded the first goal at open play since New Year's Day of last year. Man, they really have. And that's the first goal they can see at home this season. So I wouldn't have put a bet on Dwight Gale than that. But they took the lead then. But Paul Pogba was back in the team and looked like what amazing player he could be for Manchester United this season. because they massively miss Paul Pogba in that midfield. He just gives them so much dimension. He just gives them so many options going forward. You know, so the ball he put in for the first goal of Manchester United is so good. Martial, who isn't even heavy the ball, he just guides it into the net. But the ball, I mean, you could say the Newcastle defenders should do something, but that's just quality. You can't defend quality. The second goal was a great corner, a great crossing on his weak foot. Ashley Young puts it in. Smalley makes it 2-1. That was half time. Felt we could have just kept it 1-1 half time, but the second half, you know, just Manchester City. Paul Pogba, it was the Paul Pogba show the whole game. You know, he was putting balls, and he scored the third goal from Rashford's down the header. The fourth goal, Lukaku's back in the goals again. He got the fourth goal, and Manchester United. Yeah, he got his 8th goal, and Manchester United's 4th in the game. Newcastle a couple of chances again from Alexis Murphy and Richie. It wasn't really, you know, so-called. Newcastle United got bigger fish to fry this season. They're trying to stay in the Premier League, maybe even get mid-table for them this season. As for Manchester United, massive win for them to get back on the winning trail after the defeat against Chelsea. But right now, I just don't see them win the Premier League title, because I just feel that Man City are just getting that gap massive now. And now I think it's 8-point gap. It's going to be difficult for Man United, because right now they have to beat Man City at I think it's Old Trafford if they have any chance to win the Premier League. That match is going to be massive in the next couple of weeks' time, because Man United have to beat Man City if they have any chance to win the Premier League title. That game, we're only in November, is now become the biggest game of Manchester United this season. Actually, we played well, but world-class players are just the difference between Newcastle and Manchester. West Ham, new boss David Moyes gets a beating against Watford, who Marco Silva was linked with. Watford are looking maybe to get a new manager, because Marco Silva looks like to be the man for Everton, because Everton want Marco Silva, but the owners say he's not going, he's our manager. But it's sort of Watford do things differently. I mean, they sacked the likes of Flores and Mazzali, who kept up in the Premier League, but they sort of sacked him. But I think Marco Silva, I think he'd be the right manager for Everton, but I just feel, is Watford a bigger club than Everton? No, Everton are a way bigger club than Watford. But are Watford a better team than Everton? Yes, they are. Watford are a better team now. They've got some great players. Richarlison playing this game, he was outstanding. He's become one of the signings of the summer. Him and Mohamed Salah. Between them, who's the best signing this season? Because he's been freaking frightening. He scored a goal in this game. He created a goal in this game. He's got something. Will Hughes, who scored the first goal in this game, he looks like a decent player coming up. Young prospects. He scored the first goal in this game. So great win for Watford, puts them comfortably in 8th in the league. As for West Ham, is David Moyes the right manager for them? I don't think he is. I was surprised I wasn't surprised to sack Slambles. I thought it was only inevitable. But for me, David Moyes, he's failed. I mean, he done well at Everton. Don't get me wrong, he did an amazing job at Everton. But he went to Manchester United and failed there. He went to Real Sociedad, tried to learn the Spanish language. He failed at that, and he failed at Real Sociedad. He got them really good. He went to Sunderland, the worst Premier League team in the history of the Premier League, and he failed at that club as well. I just think he's got failure written all over it. I don't think he's good enough. I think West Ham, I said it 2 weeks ago, the right manager for West Ham, for me, is Sean Dyche. And I can see Sean Dyche taking the West Ham job, but I think right now they just need the stability, and Sean Dyche gives stability. And for me, they went the wrong route. They should have got Sean Dyche. They still got David Moyes, the cheap option, I think. So I think West Ham are in big trouble unless things change for them. But yeah, it looks bleak for them at the minute. Bournemouth get a massive win against Huddersfield Town to make it 2 wins in a row after beating Newcastle United 2 weeks ago before the national break. And they get a massive win, and I'm really shocked Callum Wilson getting his second hat-trick in the Premier League, his first hat-trick since getting hat-trick against West Ham. Sorry West Ham fans for doing that. But anyway, great win. I mean, he's had so many injuries, crucial ligaments to one knee, and then he had another one to the other knee, and he really felt sorry for him. But I'm really happy for him. Hopefully, he keeps firing goals. I think Bournemouth will be fine this season. I just think they've had a rocky start this season because they played so many big teams this start of the season. But now, the 2 wins in a row, I think they'll be fine. They've got enough goals in that team. As for Huddersfield, big dampen to them. The one lot. I mean, this is now sort of 2 defeats in the last 2 now. They lost. They got thrashed by Liverpool and they got thrashed by Bournemouth. They're the type of teams you sort of Okay, Liverpool one's just the one against this one sort of I think maybe seeing what real Huddersfield are. I think Huddersfield, can they stay up? It's going to be real nip and tuck for them, but they have a chance of staying up. It's going to be very difficult for them this season. See how they do from now to Christmas. And they're sort of in the bottom three by now to Christmas, then maybe they could go down. But as it stands right now, I think they just got a tiny bit enough to stay up. Bournemouth, good one for them to make it 2 wins in a row. And the last game is Crystal Palace versus Everton, which finished 2 apiece, and 4 goals were all horrific goals in terms of defending. The first goal from the kickoff, I don't know what Everton are doing. I mean, literally, the one player who it was the most easiest goal you see. MacArthur just walks in and just scores. It's too easy. It's too blatant from Everton's point of view. And then 5 minutes later. Okay, it's a soft penalty, but Scott Dan I don't even know why he's trying to do. I mean, yes, it's a soft penalty. It's not a penalty for me, but you don't even need to make the chance because he's not going anywhere in the ass. He then Baines puts it in there, makes it 1-1. Then, Everton didn't learn from mistakes from the first goal. Wilfried Zaha is unmarked. He just walks in there, doesn't run, he just walks in there, and it's 2-1. And then, just when you think half time, Palace get 2, let's keep it 2-1 half time. No, the goalkeeper makes a sheer pass out. Scott Dan doesn't know where he is, he's in cuckoo land, and somehow, some way, gives the ball back to the goalie. He doesn't, because he just sort of, his feet were like gel, doesn't know where he is. And the ass just runs through, puts it in the back of the net, 2-2. And for me, right, and that's how it finished. The second half was a boring match. I mean, yes, Everton had a chance in the second half, but didn't look like scoring. But the 2 goals from Palace's point of view, defensively, are bad as I've ever seen. Everton are even worse. I think right now, Palace, I don't think will stay in the Premier League because they're not winning games, and the biggest problem they have is they're making too many errors at the back. And Everton are just as worse as Palace because they're making too many errors at the back. But then they've got, it's a sort of difficult one for I think Everton need a manager. They need a manager now. And the only reason why they haven't bought a manager right now because they want Diego Simeone and they want Marco Silva. But Marco Silva and Diego Simeone is not leaving to go Madrid to go to Inter Milan. He's not leaving Atletico Madrid to go to Everton. Because Diego Simeone said he's only leaving Atletico Madrid for one club, that's his boyhood club, Inter Milan. But Inter Milan don't need him right now, let's get to them later. But I think Marco Silva is the red manager for Everton, and I think Everton massively need to get this manager situation sorted out right now. But right now, they're going down. I know Everton are a big club and they're being relegated from the Premier League, but it becomes a reality where they have to get this done or they're going down this season. Crystal Palace, I think, are already down. I just don't find them. If you won 1 game in 12 matches and start the season, I'm sorry, but it's not. You're not going to stay in the Premier League, and you haven't even scored a away goal or even got a point away from the season. So it's going to be difficult for them. But Everton need to get this managed situation sorted out, or they're going down. Anyway, guys, let's look at the Premier League table. Where Manchester City are just destroying the league right now on 34 points. Man United are second, and they stay second. Chelsea be up to third, Tottenham down to fourth. Then Liverpool, Arsenal, Burnley stay as they are. There's Watford up to 8th. Brighton play tonight in Monday football against Stoke City. There's Huddersfield up to top 10. Bottom is Newcastle, Leicester, Bournemouth, Southampton, Stoke, Everton, West Brom, who sacked the manager. It looks like big time for them. West Ham, Swansea, who lost again, and they looks like Paul Clement is under big pressure there. And Crystal Palace round out the Premier League table after 12 matches. So guys, move on to the Bundesliga. And the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich keep winning and they beat Augsburg 3-0. Lewandowski scored twice in this game. And it looks like he is back to somehow his form where he sort of was last season. So great win for Bayern Munich. And Jupp Heynckes has definitely got that team rolling now because they haven't lost a game since he's been appointed in all competitions. I think they've only conceded 4 goals since he's been appointed. So they definitely worked, no question about it. Second Cardinal, I thought was a big sort of massive sort of regret. But it actually turned out to be a really sure move for them because it definitely wasn't working. And definitely, since Bayern Munich sacked him, they definitely got better. And Jupp Heynckes looks like one of those managers who gets the best out of a team. So massive win for Bayern, good win for Bayern Munich. But Augsburg You know, I think they're going to be fine this season. They're just going to play Bayern Munich and they're going to have a chance at Bayern Munich. Really. Borussia Dortmund, big problems for them. They lose to people in Stuttgart, who had all their points this season, have all come at home. That's right, they've all 16 points right now, have all come at home. One of the best home forms in the league. I think they're up there with Bayern Munich and Dortmund this season for home form, so they've been amazing. Borussia Dortmund have big problems. Boss is under massive pressure right now, and I said 2 weeks ago, they for me did a big mistake at the summer of sacking Thomas Tuchel, because Thomas Tuchel won them the German Cup last year. I know it's the German Cup, but he won them a trophy. The first trophy they've won since Jurgen Klopp won the league, for goodness sake. So you have to sort of put in perspective. Thomas Tuchel is a good manager, and they shouldn't have sacked him. It looks like he's got odds on to get the Bayern Munich job next season. So Boss is under massive pressure at Dortmund, and if they lose to Schalke in the massive German derby next week, I don't see him being the manager, because if they lose to their arch rival Schalke, I tell you this right now, Boss is out of a job. Aubameyang didn't play against Stuttgart, and I don't know what's going on with him. There's something not right. There's speculation he went to Milan to just hang out, but there's also speculation AC Milan we're looking to sign him. But I've been under massive pressure. Boss, Dortmund don't look like the Dortmund in the first 5 matches. They were a steamrolling team. Probably looking in the league. Bayern Munich were all over this. Right now it's full reverse. They're 9 points behind, and they're not been playing well. They're bottom of the group in the Champions League. Do I give them a prayer to get out of there? They might even get Europa League this season. They're in big problems, and for me, Bosch has one more game to save his job. If they win against Schalke, he might stay in the job. If they lose to Schalke next week, I'd be shocked if he's still there. Good win for Stuttgart, and I think they're totally fine this season. RB Leipzig drew against Leverkusen 2-2. Theo Werner and Osberg scored 2 penalties in this game. Didn't really matter. Leverkusen and scored 2 goals. But right now, Leipzig, the only team that actually can challenge Bayern Munich for the title this season. Last season, they were the only team in Germany to challenge them, and this season looks like to be the same. But I think Leipzig got some really good players in that team. I think Theo Werner looks like one for the future. He's becoming one of my so-called on my radar type players. Forsberg's got some quality too. So they look like a decent team. I think they probably in our goalkeeper Leipzig, but they got some really good quality in that team. So did Leverkusen. They got a young team, but Bailly looks a decent player, and they got some young prospects for the future. But good point for Leverkusen to keep them top half. And Leipzig are comfortably right now dropped to third, because Schalke are up to second after their best start to the season in the last 7 years. They beat Hamburg 2-0. They didn't have Goretzka, they didn't have one of their best players playing, but they still won 2-0. Di Santo with the first goal from a penalty, which was a penalty. The Hamburg defence is all over the place as usual. And the second goal was the same problem for Hamburg. The striker just came in and scores. Comfortable win for Schalke, which is 2-0. We put them second in the league. Great start to the season there. Hoffenheim drew 1-1 against Frankfurt. 2 teams sort of fighting for the Champions League, Europa League spots this season. That's a massive. Frankfurt won the game 1-0, and then Hoffenheim do the Hoffenheim really. Last minute, go out and get the winner, get an equaliser, because usually at the end of the match they usually concede the equaliser, concede sort of the win. But a good point for Hoffenheim, a fighting point for them. But it looks like it's going between Schalke, Hoffenheim, and probably Frankfurt for sort of that last Champions League spot, for 4th spot this year. I don't know if Hoffenheim have enough to climb the top 3, but they've done well this season so far. But a great start for them, and a great start for Frankfurt. And last game, Werder Bremen finally win a Bundesliga match. It took them 12 games, but they finally beat Hanover, one of the shocking results of the weekend. Didn't think Hanover would get thrashed. But a massive win. They got Max Kreuzer scores his hat-trick, first hat-trick of the season for him, first goal of the season for him. So a massive win for Werder Bremen. They're still sort of in the relegation playoff area, but a big win for them to get them at least closer to getting out of the trouble that they're in. Hanover, they had one of those off days really. Could they go either way? They just had an off day at the office, Hanover. But I think they'll be fine this season. They've got enough points right now to stay up. So guys, look at the Bundesliga table. We're Bayern Munich top on 29 points. Schalke right up to second on 23. We're just good after ahead of Leipzig. Gladbach, what a season they're having. They also won this weekend, and they're up to 4th. Well start. Dortmund dropped to 5th. Big problems on Boss. If they lose to Schalke next week, I think he's out of a job. Hoffenheim are 6th, Frankfurt 7th, Hanover dropped to 8th. Leverkusen 9, Augsburg 10. At the bottom, it is Stuttgart, Mainz, Wolfsburg, Hertha, Hamburg, Werder, Freiburg and Cologne still haven't got a win yet and are, for me, relegated. There's no chance they're staying in this league this season, and it just puts them in perspective. Anthony Modeste, his goals were the reason why Cologne got the Europa League spot last year. Simple as that. Now guys, move on to La Liga. On the league this weekend, the Madrid derby between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid ended in a stalemate goalless game. It wasn't a great game, it wasn't a fantastic game, it was a very sort of typical derby really. You could say the best chance in the game did fall to I think it was Vitolo, I think his name was. Carrera, it was Carrera actually. He had the best chance, should have scored in the second minute. Apart from that, it wasn't a great game. You could say Marcel should be sent off, Carrera had a big sort of challenge that could have been off. It wasn't a great game, didn't have a lot in it. Ronaldo looks so out of sorts really. He's not the same Ronaldo that it was last season. And there's no speculation about Cristiano Ronaldo. He's not happy with Real Madrid, he wants to leave Real Madrid and he wants to go to, let's say, another club. So yeah, I think Real Madrid right now are sort of, maybe Zidane could be getting the sack sort of thing, because right now the gap between them and Barcelona are just huge at this moment in time. So I think Real Madrid, I don't think will win the La Liga this season. I think there's a lot of unrest at that club at the minute. Atletico Madrid is the same boat. Diego Simeone has been linked with the Everton job, he's linked with the Inter Milan job, and recently he's been linked with the Manchester United job because Mourinho could be going to Paris Saint-Germain. But I think right now there's a lot of I think both teams right now main focus is just get Champions League, maybe even win the Champions League again for Real Madrid, because I don't think La Liga is finished. But they may have an outside chance for Real Madrid because they may have to just win the 2 back-to-back Clásicos to have a chance to win the league this year, because right now I don't see that. During the Barcelona, they went 3-0 against Leganés. Suarez is back in the goals. He got 2 goals in this game, along with Paulinho, who looks like a decent signing for Barcelona. The reject was the top of them somehow. Must be doing an amazing job in China if Barcelona want to sign him, because he looks like a decent signing, for them, because it's definitely working. He's now the second top goal scorer for Barcelona this season, behind Lionel Messi. So definitely looks like a prospect signing for them this season. So he looks like a decent buy for them. But it's great to have Luis Suarez back in the goals for Barcelona, because he's sort of been not in form recently, but now he's back in form. Comfortable winning against Leganés. Leganés are completely still where they are in the league. Barcelona look like to be the team to win back the La Liga title from their rivals Real Madrid. Valencia are still up there at the top too, and they are right now probably have an outside chance of winning La Liga this season. They won 2-0 against Espanyol, but man, they didn't play their top goal scorer of the season in Zaza in this game. Doesn't need him, and this Valencia team has got so much youngsters, and they've got a world-class coach in that are making that team ready. No question about that. Valencia are a massive football club. They really are a big club, and there's a real good vibe with them, because they're second in the league. They look like to be top goal contenders. No question about it. They may be the only team that actually could challenge Barcelona for the title this year, because it looks like 2 Madrid clubs are nowhere near good enough this year. Or those don't really want to be up for it really. But I like this Valencia team, and they're going to a new stadium in not distant future. But I really like it. It's going to be sad when the Mestalla does go. But Valencia got the future looks prospect for them, because the team's playing well, they've got a really good coach, and they're going to a new stadium. It's got the whole Tottenham feel to it really, the Valencia sort of situation. I hope they do well this season and get top 4, get back in the Champions League, get some consistency in the team, just keep the coach. Because right now they look like a decent team this year. Sevilla win 2-1 in a very so-called interesting game they played against Celta Vigo. Because Celta Vigo took the lead in this game, but Sevilla decided to go down around to score 2 more goals. So Sevilla definitely sort of been not great this year. Them and Villarreal right now is sort of behind all big 4 really, between the top 4 right now, but they always get a good end of the season, Sevilla going, but maybe this season could be the season that sort of is too much for them right now. But they've got some really good players in that team, but I think 5th where they are at the minute is probably where they're going. Atletico Bilbao get a 1-1 draw against Villarreal, who missed a big opportunity to leapfrog Sevilla, but Same as Sevilla, I feel like Villarreal are going to stay where they are right now. I don't think they're going to be top 4 contenders, because I just feel that Valencia, Barcelona, Real Madrid, like them just above everybody else this season. I think between Sevilla and Villarreal, who's going to be the fifth spot. But a good point for Athletic Bilbao, because they've had a really shocking start to the season. But Villarreal, decent little team, but got a good point. And a massive win for Malaga against their arch rivals in the massive 6-pointer relegation fight between them and Deportivo La Coruña. They win 3-2. Deportivo took the lead in this game. Malaga went under, already got it 1-1. Then it was 2-1 Deportivo. Then it was 2-1. Then it was 2-2 Malaga. And then Malaga decided, you know what? We're going to win the game, because Deportivo was defending his fucking woeful. And that's the defending you see from a freaking team who's going to get relegated this season, because both teams, for me, are not good enough. Malaga just had enough to stay, just to win the match. For me, a bit of quality at the end, won the game. But for me, these two teams sort of look at it and sort of feel like one team's going to get relegated and our team is going to get relegated. I think both teams are going to go down this year. But it's a good way for Malaga to give them a little bit of hope to stay up. But Deportivo La Coruña's goal difference sums up where they are in the league. They're not good enough. They don't have quality in that team. Yes, they have Lucas Perez, but one player can't score the goals. You can't rely on one guy to score the goals. It's your defence that needs to be sorted out. If they have a good defence from now in the season, Deportivo, they may have a chance to stay up. But right now they're defending, they're conceding too many goals. And you're conceding 2 goals against the team who were bottom of the league. Just big problems there. But it's a win for Malaga to get them off rock bottom of the league. So guys, let's look at the La Liga table, where Barcelona top on 34 points, Valencia stay second, Real Madrid, Sevilla stay as they are. Same goes for Villarreal. Real Sociedad stay in 7th, Betis 8th, Leganés 9th, with Havana 10th. At the bottom, Espanola, Levante, Sevilla, Espanyol, Igual, Deportivo La Coruña, Elbar, Malaga of their big win moved 18th, Alves, who lost at 19th, and Las Palmas, rock bottom on 20th. Looks like to be bleak for them in the sort of staying in La Liga this season. So guys, move on to Serie A. And Serie A this weekend, it was the Rome derby between Roma and Lazio. It was an absolute cracking game, but Roma won it thanks to 2 quality goals in the first half. But we give credit to Lazio. They had chances in this game as well. You know, it's a big sort of swing for Italy, because they didn't qualify for the World Cup. All the Italian players who played against Sweden all were booed this weekend. Apart from Insigne, we got to him in a minute. But Immobile got booed the whole game because he was part of the squad that didn't get him in the World Cup. But give credit due, he had character in this game. And Roma took the league thanks to good play and good goals in the game. The first 2 goals were really quality goals. Lazio got to go back from a penalty from Ciro Immobile, but Roma just had enough in the end to win. And Lazio, it's the first defeat of the season, and definitely sort of put a dent to their title ambitions, Lazio. But a massive win for Roma to get close to Lazio. Actually, it will take Lazio in the league to still have an outside chance of fighting for the league. This league in Serie A is so wide open this season because Juventus got lost to Sampdoria 3-2. One of the upsets of the weekend, because Sampdoria have a horrific record against Juventus. They haven't won there since 2007. Yeah, it's amazing the record that Juventus have against Sampdoria. But Sampdoria were 3-0 in this game. You think, what the hell is happening to Juventus? They didn't start Dybala. Dybala is having an outgoing. He is having an outgo with Buffon, who didn't start in this game either. And it's just so many questions at Juve team. Buffon didn't start, Dybala didn't start. They're all having to go with the manager. The manager doesn't like Dybala. Dybala doesn't like Buffon. Higuain's having to go with the whole group. It's not the rest of that club really. But we went for Sampdoria. Yes, I know Juventus got 2 goals back from a penalty from Higuain and Dybala goal at the end. But they didn't look like they were poor in this game. Juventus they didn't look like Juventus of old really. There was so much quality in that team, but just didn't work, didn't gel, didn't happen. We went for Sampdoria. Because right now, they have definitely may have their chance to get Europe this year. They have a decent enough squad there. But Juventus, this could be the season that maybe their sort of domination in Serie A may end this year. Because somehow, maybe sort of getting bored of Allegri's tactics and maybe something like that. Maybe because to win a league 6 in a row is incredible. I think 7 is going to be a really difficult finish. Napoli beat AC Milan 2-0 thanks to 2 goals from Insigne and I forget his good goal is a weird name, I'm not going to pronounce it, but a great goal from Insigne, the first goal, which was offside, but it wasn't offside because he was onside, but they used VAR, which was the right call, and it was a clear goal, it was a great goal. I mean, Insigne's finish was perfectionerino, and he didn't start for Italy in the game against Sweden, and for me, why would you not? I mean, he's the best player in Italy right now, Insigne. I mean, he is Italian's best player. He's the Italian Messi, and he didn't even play in the game against Sweden and against Italy. I mean, it's bonkers, really. No wonder the manager got sacked for this. No wonder the Italian manager got the sack. But he's good. The first goal was an absolute peach of a finish. Second goal from Napoli was a great ball. Was a great tackle from Koulibaly. I mean, a phenomenal tackle. Then Napoli Barrena, boy from Dries Mertens was fucking amazing. You would never see a better assist this season in Serie A than what Mertens did. Puts it into Napoli player. He spots it in the net. 2-0. Also, an AC Milan did get a goal back thanks to a good strike from Romanelli. I don't know who's one of the AC Milan players. He puts it in the net. It was a cracking finish. World class finish. Well, it was definitely the goal of the weekend for me in Serie A. And 2-1. AC Milan were not good in this game, and now there's a lot of speculation to that Carlo Ancelotti is definitely the next AC Milan manager, but there's only reports, but there are reports he wants the Italy job, not the AC Milan job. So right now he's got 2 options on the table: take the Italy job or the AC Milan job, or is there another club in there as well? But AC Milan right now, I don't think will finish Europe. I think they'll finish pretty much where they're going to be right now, which is 8th, maybe 7th. And the closest challengers to Napoli are Inter Milan, who beat Atalanta 2-0 thanks to 2 goals from Maccabi, who's now the top goal scorer in Serie A, and he's now becoming a revelation this season. And Inter Milan, for me, not playing European football, just like Chelsea last season. Like I said many times this season, massive. You're only playing 1 game a week. It's just so much easier. It means Sapali's got more time with the players. He's got more time with the tactics, and he's a tactician manager. And it's just working for Napoli and for Inter Milan right now. And I think they've got good chances here to win the league out of any team this year, because they're playing 1 game a week. And if you ask any team, you asked Chelsea last season, they won the league because of playing no European football. Inter Milan, I think, could win the league this year, but not playing European football. But definitely, I think, could get in the top 3 this year. They've got a great squad, and they've got a caddy scoring goals again. And he right now is one of the most informed strikers in demand this season. So go ahead for Inter Milan, 2-0 win against Atalanta. Fiorentina get 1-1 draw against Spla, which sums up really not great for Fiorentina, respectively, because you should beat Spla. And Torino, same old problems, concede the first goal, but they always get the goal at the end, so they get a draw against a 1-1 draw against Crotone. Both teams get a point. So guys, look at the Serie A table. We're Napoli, top on 35 points, Inter move above Juventus on 33 points, then Juventus on 31, then it's Roma, who move above Lazio, which probably every Roma fan are loving it right now. Lazio down to 5th, then it's Sampdoria, AC Milan, Torino, Fiorentina stay where they are. Chievo move up to 10th, Atalanta are down to 11th, then it's Cagliari, Bologna, Udinese, Crotone, Sassuolo, who win a massive game this weekend to get them get them a bit closer not to be relegated. Then Splat, Genoa get a massive win but stay where they are. Verona and Beneventuro are now the worst ever team in the history of European football. They've lost 13 games, more than Manchester United did in the 87 season. They, for me, are the worst. They're even worse than Derby in the Premier League than they were 10 years ago. This team is the disgrace. Minus 27 goal difference, no points, no goals away from home. They're going down this season. They haven't a chance in hell of staying up. So guys, we're on to League 1. And Liga this weekend, PSG beat Carlo Ranieri's Nats 4-1. Cavani scored 2. Cavani scored 2 in this game, and also a couple of goals from Di Maria as well. So good win for them. Nats going to go back, but good win for PSG. they definitely right now are just steamrolling League One. Is there a team in League One that can beat them? Don't really think so. They become the Manchester City of League One. They really are just so good. Neymar has definitely made Cavani better. You know, he's definitely got the best of Cavani, and Mbappe has got so much potential of being one of the most breakout stars in the future. He's got so much potential. And also Di Maria is now coming to the flow as well. And you also got Draxler, you've got Dani Alves, Thiago Silva. You know, this squad is just so bound of talent, it's unbelievable. But Nats, give credit to Nats, you know, give credit to Ricardo Ranieri. He's done a really good job in Nats. And I mean, they're still, to be fifth, only behind the big four, which for me are Monaco, PSG, Marseille, and Lyon. I think that's a cracking job what he's done right now. They get fifth this season. I think that's an incredible season they've done. So, but PSG are just too good for League One at this moment in time. And PSG's being roused for the league, and probably the only roused for the league this season. In Monaco, drew against newly promoted Amiens, 1-1. Farco was back in the game, back starting again. Didn't really look fit for me, sort of getting back to full fitness after his injury. But Amiens played well in this game. They took the lead in this game. But a goal back from Monaco just script over the line for a point. But that's 2 points dropped again for Monaco, and that gap is now getting bigger between them and PSG. I think Monaco this season just try and get second. If they get second this season, they've had so many players sold in the summer, like Mbappe, Bakayoko, Bernardo Silva, Mendy, and many others. If they just get second this season, I think that's a great season for them. Because just seeing all that talent in the summer has definitely backfired for them right now. But I think they're going to have a decent season. And Amiens, good point for them. Just Lyon drew goalless against Montpellier, and Leon Fekir, who got a hat-trick in the last game against Saint-Étienne, was on 5-0. He's got I think it's a 7-game ban for the stupid celebration he done against Saint-Étienne. Which now is big backfired on Lyon because he's the only reason why they were playing well. And then he is now banned for 7 matches and they haven't scored a goal in this game. So he's become a talisman for Fekir, but he's done a stupid thing against Saint-Étienne and he's pretty much fucked them really, Lyon. Because Depay didn't look good in this game. Pretty much Lyon didn't play well in this game. And without Fekir, it just didn't work really. So looks like can Lyon just somehow scrape wins from now till they get Fekir back after a suspension? Maybe, but it's going to be difficult because they need Fekir big time because without him, they just lost really. Montpellier, another good point. I mean, they got some really good points this season. They got a point against Monaco this season and a point against PSG this season. They look like to be top 8 finish for them this season. It would be a great finish, even though I think they'll be relegated this season. Stupid me to put that prediction out there, so I think they're going to be top 8 finish. It's a good season for them. Bordeaux versus Marseille was a cracking game. Bordeaux took the lead in this game thanks to an unbelievable finish, but bad defending yet again from Marseille's point of view. The goalkeeper passes out, the defender doesn't even know what he's doing, the midfielder doesn't even know what he's doing, he gives it away. And then one of the Bordeaux players just sweeps it in the back net, 1-1. And then you think there really are chances to win this game as well. There really are chances at Bordeaux to extend their lead. Likes of Malcolm had a decent attempt, but the striker they had for Bordeaux missed sitters all game. He had a chance at the first half, which just all he do was just put it in there. He didn't. The second half was a great ball in the box. All he do is put a head on it, and it's in the net. He didn't do it, and it backfired on them because Sando at the end gets a last-minute equaliser from a corner. It was a scramble goal. It was like a nothing goal really because all the Marseille it was like a pinball. Didn't even know where they're going, and it just went in the net. 1-1. It was a snatch and grab point for Marseille, but Bordeaux would be kicking themselves. They should have won the match. They should have been 2 or 3-0 up in the first half, and they should have won this game by a counter. But Marseille just didn't. They just scraped over the line for a point, which probably kept Luis Enrique for another couple more games as the Marseille coup. Lille beat Saint-Étienne 3-1, which puts them 2 wins in a row, back-to-back wins for Bielsa's team, which they're still in the bottom 3, but they're definitely creeping out of the bottom 3 with some decent goals in this game. And Bielsa's definitely sort of one of those coaches which, if you get a win, you get form. So right now they are starting to get form. Will they go down this season? I don't think they will. But will they finish bottom half? Yeah, I think that's where they are this season. Don't think they have the quality to fight with the big four, you include Nats and Nadwell. I think bottom half is where they finished, but they only need 5 points of being in the top half. So it's really tight down there between the rest of the teams. So right now, Bordeaux, right now, Leo, just probably have enough quality to stay in the league. So at the end, 2 defeats in a row, big problems with that club, big problems at the minute, and they need some bit of form. I thought I'd give it a shot they can this season. They've had a really good start to the season as well. They drew against Nice. Nice were leading this game the whole game, thanks to Palaf, I know his name is. He scored the first goal, but then a late equaliser at the end for Cannes to get a point. The same but for like Bordeaux, Nice. They had so many chances to get the second goal, they didn't get it, and they got backfired in it. But a good point for Cannes, and they've had a great start to the season, and they're confident they're going to finish mid-table, maybe even top half. And Nice just need a bit more confidence in the team to get more wins. I think Schneider's starting to get into the sort of role which we all thought he would be for Nice, but they still need a bit more quality just to get into that top half. So guys, let's look at the last league table of this week. PSG are top it on 35 points. Then it's Monaco, who drew this week on 29. Then it's Lyon, Marseille, Nats, who stay where they are. Cannes up to 6th. While start season irrelevant. Saint-Etienne dropped to 7. Montpellier, Bordeaux, stay where they are. Toulouse up to 10th. Rennes, with their win, fly up the league to 11th. Then it's Dijon, who win as well. Troyes grabbed up Algiers, moved down. And Nice moved down. Strasbourg, stay where they are. Leo, with that win, stay where they are. Armans, stay where they are. And so do Metz. Metz got a point this weekend, but the gap between them and the rest is massive, and I don't see them staying in the league this season because they're just not good enough. So guys, the end of the football impact for this episode. Hope you guys are loving this, and hope you guys have an amazing day. Please like, subscribe to Natural.